Shalom, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shabbarakatham, to all the Akim, all the Akim out there, the brothers out there, and Yahweh Shamar Alathan, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, to all the Akwathim, all the sisters out there. This is the Baltimore Sabbath Service. The date is the 20th. Okay, it's 11 there. Today is the 20th of January, 2024. I welcome people that have come today. We are going to be starting in 2 Kings. We left off in 2 Kings last time, and we're going to be starting in verse 2 Kings 10, chapter 10, and verse 36. We've been going through the book of Kings, and the book of Kings is an interesting book because it goes through and it shows how the house of Israel and the house of Judah, we know that they were divided into two kingdoms. They were divided in the time of Rehoboam, that's Solomon's son, and that was because of the consequence of what Solomon did when he took on many foreign wives. And because of that, the kingdom was split. The Most High said that he would, for David's sake, still hold the lamp for Israel, and the kingdom was split. And now we'll see how we've been seeing how the kings of Israel, all the kings of Israel, have been falling into idolatry, and pretty much they have been falling into causing Israel to go to other gods and to serve other gods and to worship other gods, in which they caused Israel to sin. A lot of the kings of Judah were also unrighteous, but you did have some righteous kings in Judah. You had some righteous kings that we're going to be reading about that did actually get Judah back on track. All right. So we're going to be going through and reading more through Kings, 2 Kings today, and we'll just go through and talk more about it. Okay, today we're going to start in 2 Kings chapter 10, verse 36, and then we're going to be reading chapter 11, 1 through 6. We always read through in the Hebrew and then in the English.
And I'm about to add too, we're going to be reading, if you have the Blue Letter Bible app, or you can go online and pull it up, the Blue Letter Bible app. As we read in Hebrew, you can actually follow along in Hebrew with that app, or if you go online with that. It's called the Blue Letter Bible app. Blue Letter Bible app. This is 2 Kings chapter 10, verse 36 in the Hebrew. Yahayamya, Ashar, Malak, Yahweh, Al, Yasha'ala, Asharayim, Ushamanah, Shana, Ashamarwan. 2 Kings chapter 11, verse 1. Why I thought you
Amma.
Say it again.
Amma. That's what I'm talking about.
It's like Amma. What?
Come.
Akaz Yahweh. Were a thug, yeah, ma, banab, with a quam, with a abad, call, zarai, hamamalaka, verse 2, with a quack, Yahweh Shabai, ba, hamalak, Yawarum, Akawa, Akaz Yahweh.
That's about
Akaz Yahweh.
I think it'd be a cause because in the usually I think you're correct.
Yawash, Bun, Akaz Yahweh. With a ganab, afwa, with a wak, bunya, I'm a lock, I'm a mathathim, Athwa, Wa'a, Mayana, Mayana Kwathwa, Wakadar, Amatawa, Wayasar, Wayasatharwa, Athwa, Mapunya, Aithel Yahweh, Wala'a, Hawama, verse 3, Wayahaya, Atha, Yah, Yahweh, with a Kaaba, with a Kaaba.
Come, I think you
With a Kaaba, Shash, Shanyam, Wa'ithel, Yah, Malakah, Al, Ha'arataza, verse 4. Ubashana, Hashabayaythya, Shalak, Yahweh Yadai, Yaquak, Sharia, Hama Ayawa,
Yeah, come. I just said come, sir.
Makaria, Walaratazayim, Wayaba'a, Atham, Alayawa, Bayah, Yahweh, Wayakara, Maham, Bariyah, Wayashabai, Atham, Bayah, Yahweh, Wayara'a, Atham, Bun, Hamalak, verse 5. Wayatazawam, La'amar, Zahab, Hadabar, Ashar, the Aisha 1, Aisha Lashya, Bakam, Ba'aya, Hashabah, Washamaria, Mashamara, Bayah, Hamalak, verse 6, Washalashya, Basha'ar, Sawar, Washalashya, Basha'ar, Akar, Aratazayim, Mashamartha, Mashabara, Havayah, Masak. And that's it.
Excellent. Okay, now we're going to be reading 2 Kings chapter 10, verse 36, and then we're going to jump over to 2 Kings chapter 11, 1 through 6. We're now going to be reading that in the English. 2 Kings chapter 10, verse 36. And the time that Jehu reigned over Israel in Samaria was 28 years. 2 Kings chapter 11, verse 1. And when Athaliah, the mother of Ahaziah, saw that her son was dead, she arose and destroyed all the seed royal. Verse 2. And Jehosheba, the daughter of King Joram, sister of Ahaziah, took Joash, the son of Ahaziah, and sold him from among the king's sons which were slain. And they hid him, even him, and his nurse in the bedchamber from Athaliah, so that he was not slain. And they would always, destroy or slay the seed, so none of them would raise up, anymore. So anytime, another kingdom or somebody would try to destroy a kingdom, they always made sure that their sons were destroyed so that nobody else could come up in their stead. Verse 3, and he was with her hid in the house of the Most High 6 years, and Athaliah did reign over the land. All right. And verse 4, and when the 7th year Jehoiada sent and fetched the rulers over hundreds and with captains and the guard, and brought them to him into the house of the Most High, and made a covenant with them, and took an oath of them in the house of the Most High, and showed them the king's son. Verse 5, and he commanded them, saying, this is the thing that you shall do. A third part of you that enter in on the Sabbath shall even be keepers of the watch of the king's house. Verse 6, and the third part shall be at the gate, of Sur, and a third part at the gate behind the guard. So ye shall keep the watch of the house that it be not broken down. And that's it. All right, just the people up here. Aimani. The top, present thyself in thy registry.
Top ban Yahweh ban Yahshua.
Batak, ban Yahweh, ban Yahshua.
Yahweh Shemel Shabrak Thumb.
It's like, y'all, when you trust it too, make sure it's a thumb.
Yahweh Shemel Shabrak Thumb.
Yahweh Bashem Yahshua a thumb. You're shopping? All right, we're going to be reading, now we're going to be reading 2 Kings. We're going to be starting in chapter 11, 7 through 13. We're going to read that in the Hebrew and then in the English.
2 Kings chapter 11, verse 7. Vashathya, Hayadawa, come, call, Yatazaiah, Hashabah, Hashamarwa, Mashamara, Bayah, Yahweh, all, Hamalak, verse 8. Wahapatham, Al, Hamalak, Sabayah, Ayash, Wakonawa, Wayadawa, Wahaba'ah, Al, Hashadarwa, Yawama, Yahweh, Wahayawa, Al, Hamalak, Bataza Aqua, Baba, verse 9, Waya Aishwa, Sharia, Hama Ayawa, Kakao, Ashar, Tazawa, Yahweh Yadai, Hakahun, Yakwakwa, Ayash, Anashua, but Ayah, Ashabah, Ain, Tazaiah, Ashabah, Wayaba'awa, Yahweh Yadai, Hakahun, verse 11, just like verse 10. Wayathun, Hakahun, Lasharia, Hama Ayawa, Akanya, Wa'a, Ashalakim, Ashar, Lamalaka, Dawada, Ashar, Gobiyah, Yahweh, verse 11. Waya Madwa, Haratazayim, Ayash, Wakoyawa, Bayadwa, Makathat, Havaya, Hayamanyam, Hayamanya, I, Kathat, Havaya, Hashema Alaya, Hasha Ma'alaya, Hasha Alamaya, Hasha Ma'alaya, Lamazabak, Lavaya, Al, Hamalak, Sabaya, verse 12. Waya Wataza, Bun, Hamalak, Waya Thun, Alu, Hanazar, Wa'a, Ha'aidwa, Ha'aidawa, Waya Malakwa, Athwa, Waya Mashakawa, Waya Kawa, Kapa, Waya Amarwa, Yakaya, Hamalak, verse 13. With the Shemai,
Aithaliyad, Whoa, Haratazayan, Ha'ain, with a ba'a, all, Ha'ain, the Yahweh. Verse 14.
That's it.
The book of 2 Kings, chapter 11, verse 7. In two parts of all you that go forth on the Sabbath, even they shall keep the watch of the house of the Lord about the king. Verse 8, and ye shall compass the king round about, every man with his weapon in his hand. And he that cometh within the ranges, let him be slain. And be ye with the king as he goeth out and he cometh in. Verse 9, and as captains over the hundreds did according to all things that Jehoiada the priest commanded, and they took every man and his men that were to come in on the Sabbath, with them that should go out on the Sabbath, and came to Jehoiada the priest. Verse 10, and to the captains over hundreds did the priest give King David spears and shields that were in the temple of the Lord. And the guards stood, every man with his weapons in his hand, round about the king, from the right corner of the temple to the left corner of the temple, along by the altar in the temple. Verse 12, and he brought forth the king's son, and put the crown upon him, and gave him the testimony. And they made him king and anointed him. And they clapped their hands and said, God save the king. Verse 13, and when Athaliah heard the noise of the guard and of the people, she came to the people into the temple of the Lord.
Okay, now we're going to be reading, we're going to be reading 2 Kings chapter 11, and we're going to be reading verses 14 through 20 in the Hebrew first. Okay, 2 Kings chapter 11, 14 through 20. We're going to read in the Hebrew and then the English. Shalom. 2 Kings chapter 11, verse 14. With a ra'ah, wahana, hamalak, aimad, al, ha'aimawad, kama shapat, wahasharyam, wahakatazarwath, al, hamalak, wakal, aim, ha'arataza, shamat, with a kwai, wakatazarwath, with a kwarai, thalia, af, bagadya, with a korah, quashar, verse 15. Wayatazawa, Yahweh, Yadai, Hakahan, Sharya, Hamayawath, Bakwadya, Hakayal, Waya Amar, Alahayim, Hawatazayawa, Atha, Mabayath, Lashadarath, Wahabaya, Akarya, Hamath, Wakarab, Haya, Amar, Hakahan, all with a mouth, Bayath, Yahweh. Verse 16, Wayashamwa, La, Yadyam, with a Bawa'a, Darak, Mabawa'a, Hasawasyam, Bayath, Hamalak, with a Wamath, Shum, verse 17, Wayakarath, Yahweh Yadai, Habariath, Bayath, Yahweh, Wabayan, Hamalak, Wabayan, Ha'ain, Lahai Yawath, La'ain, Layahawa, Wabayan, Hamalak, Wabayan, Ha'ain, verse 18, verse 18, Wayaba'awa, call Ain, Ha'arataza Bayah, Haba'al, Wayafa Tazahawa, Hazabachtawa, Wa'ah, Tazalamyawa, Shabarwa, Hayatab, Wa'ah, Mathan, Kahan, Haba'al, Haragwa, Lapunya, Hamazabach Wath, Wayasham, Hakahan, Pakwa Dawath, Bayath, Yahweh, verse 19. Wayakwak, Sharya, Hama Awath, Wa'ath, Hakarya, Wa'ath, Haratazayam, Wa'ath, Call, Aim, Ha'arataza, Wayarayadwa, Hamalak, Mabayath, Yahweh, Waya Bawa Darat Sha'ai Sha'ar Tazayam Baya Hamalak Wayashab Al Kasa'a Hamalakyam, verse 20, Waya Shema call I Ha'arataza Waha'ayar Shakwata Wa'af Al-Thalyahwa Hama Yathwa Bakharab Bayath Malak, and that's it. All right, we're going to be reading 2 Kings. We're in chapter 11. We're going to be reading 14 through 20 in the English.
It's 2 Kings chapter 11, verse 14. And when she looked, behold, the king stood by a pillar, as the manner was, and the princes and the trumpeters by the king. And all the people of the land rejoiced and blew with trumpets. And Athaliah rent her clothes and cried, treason, treason. Verse 15, but Jehoiada the priest commanded the captains of the hundreds, the officers of the host, and said unto them, have her forth without the rangers, and him that follows her killed with the sword. For the priest had said, let her not be slain in the house of the Lord. Verse 16, and they laid hands on her, and she went by the way by which the horses came to the king's house, and there was she slain. Verse 17, and Jehoiada made a covenant between the Lord and the king and the people, that they should be the Lord's people, between the king also and the people.
Stop right there. When there was a righteous king that would come up and lead Israel, there was certain things that they would do, and this is one of the things they would renew the covenant between the people in Israel and the Most High. And when they would renew the covenant, a lot of times they would read the blessings and the cursings. Okay, and then the people would agree to it. Okay, and so you see this. He's making a covenant, and he's talking to the people, and the people there's the precept slide here. I can't remember exactly, but just think about when Moses had to read the covenant before the people on the mountain, the blessings and the cursings, and the people agreed. Okay, and this would happen too when a righteous king would come forth. And can anybody tell me why they would always have to make renew a covenant? Because what was usually going on? Go ahead, Bachar. It's like, well, yeah, it was hard, and it was following after other gods. So you had to remind them of the covenant, because when they were worshiping other gods for so long, a lot of times people forgot the covenant. And so it had to be renewed and had to be said, and then the people would agree to it. All right?
Yeah, but good too. And that's why the Sabbath is so important. Like, what we're doing right here is going over the law. You see what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people say, like, we don't know God's law. But if we actually follow us on the Sabbath day, like, we go from Genesis, we go all the way through. And the thing is, we're teaching God's law right here. So it's things that come up that we don't even know is God's law, but we read it every Sabbath. You see what I'm saying? So that's why it's so important. Just like, reiterate what Uriah said, like, we always had the kings had to reestablish that covenant between us and the Lord, just to remind us, like, listen, this is what we're supposed to be doing. You understand? This is the same job that we have today. Remind our people, this is what we're supposed to be doing out here. That was it.
Go ahead,
It's verse 18. And all the people of the land went into the house of Baal and break it down, his altars and his images, break they in pieces thoroughly, and slew Matan, the priest of Baal, before the altars. And the priests appointed officers over the house of the Lord.
Stop right there for a second. So now, because they knew the covenant, they're following what the law of Moses would say. You should break down the altars of the nations around you. I think this is back in Deuteronomy 7, where the Most High was telling them, you don't make no covenants with these nations. I think it's also Exodus 23. You break down their altars, you tear down their altars. So now that they made a covenant, they know what they're supposed to be doing. All right, go ahead.
Verse 19. And he took the rulers over hundreds and the captains and the guard and all the people of the land. They brought down the king from the house of the Lord and came by the way of the gate of the guard to the king's house. And he sat on the throne of the kings. Verse 20. And all the people of the land rejoiced, and the city was in quiet. And they slew Athaliah with the sword beside the king's house.
All right, now we're going to be reading 2 Kings 11, verse 21. Then we're going to jump over to 2 Kings 12, 1 through 6. Of course, we're going to read in the Hebrew and then in the English.
2 Kings chapter 11, verse 21. Bun, Shaphat, Shanayam,
Yahweh Ash, Bamalakwa. 2 Kings chapter 12, verse 1. Bashanah, Shabai, La Yahweh Ah, Malak, Yahweh Ash, Wa'arabayim, Shana, Malak, V'Yerawashalam, Washam, Amawa, Tazabaya, Maba'ar, Shabai, verse 2, Wa'yaish, Yahweh Hayashar, Ba'ayanya, Yahweh, Call, Yamyawa, Ashar, Hawarahawa, Hawarhawa, Hawarhawa, Yahweh Yadai, Hakahan, verse 3, Rakah, Abamawa, La'ah, Sarawah, Aiwad, Ha'ain, Mazabakim, Mamakwatario, Babamawa, verse 4, Wayamar, Yahweh Ash, Al, Hakahanyam, Kal, Kasat, Hakodashio, Ashar, Yawaba'ah, Bayah, Yahweh, Kasat, Iwabar, Ayash, Kasat, Napashawah, Irakawa, Kawa, Kasat, Ashar, Ya'ila, Al, Lab, Ayash, Lahabaya'ah, Bayah, Yahweh, verse 5, Yakwakwa, Laham, Hakahanya, Ayash, Ma'ah, Makara, Waham, Yakazakwa, Badak, Habayah, Makal, Ashar, Yamataza'ah, Sham, Badak, verse 6, Wayahaya, Bashanah, Aisharia, Washalash, Shana, Lamalak, Yahweh Ash, La'ah, Kazakwa, Hakahanya, Badak, Habayah, verse 7, Wayakora'ah,
Just read
What's
the
that?
first. Yes, the time. Let's go ahead and get this into English. We're in 2 Kings chapter 11, 21, and then we're going to be reading 12, 1 through 6.
It's the book of 2 Kings, chapter 11, verse 21. 7 years old was Jehoash when he began to reign. Chapter 12. The 7th year of Jehoash began to reign. 40 years reigned he in Jerusalem. And his mother's name was Sabiah and Beersheba. And Jehoash did that which was right in the sight of the Lord. All his days were in Jehoiada, and the priest instructed him.
Now, slightly read this. Sometimes if I made a point out something. I wanted to point out something. This kind of has to do with this chapter, because it's actually in 2 Chronicles 24. But I want to go back. In verse 2, it says, now Joash became, when he was 7 years old when he became king. And it says, he did right in the sight of the Lord, the Most High, all the days wherein Jehoiada, the priest, instructed him. So that means he was righteous in all the days. I want to point out something, because this is something that that you could catch. If you, like, hold your finger there. Let's go to 2 Chronicles 24. This has to do with this chapter. Hold your place there, because this also talks about Jehoash, the king. But I wanted to point out something that I thought it just jumped out, because this will kind of cut the naysayers when it's talking about multiple wives, if I can, sir. 2 Chronicles 24. I wanted to point out something. We're going to start in verse 1. I wanted to point out something, because this, people would say, well, that it was not righteous, that if you have more than one wife, that's unrighteous. But I wanted to point out the scripture, because it's something that could be missed. Second Chronicles chapter 24, verse 1. Read that from the top.
Second Chronicles chapter 24, verse 1.
Now, Chronicles also, is also talking about the kings of Israel. So they talk about them in Kings, and they talk about in the book of Chronicles. So they talk about the same kings. Go ahead.
Come. Joash was 7 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 40 years in Jerusalem. His mother name also was Abiah of Beersheba. And Joash did that which was right in the sight of the Lord all the days of Joiada the priest.
Now it says he did right in the sight of the Lord all the days of Jehoiada. So Jehoiada was a righteous priest. Read verse 3.
Jehoiada took for him 2 wives, and he begat sons and daughters.
So that was righteous. That was considered righteous. That was not considered wrong. It said that he did right in the sight of the Lord all the days of his life of Jehoiada the priest. And what does Jehoiada the priest do? He takes and gives him 2 wives. It's just something that you want to just keep in mind, where people will say, and Jehoiada, he was really, really fluent in the law.
Right.
So you're not going to tell him, and he was righteous. Okay, I just wanted to point that out. All right, let's go back to where we were, though. We were in 2 Kings, verse 4. So I can go ahead, Bachar.
Yeah, verse 3.
Verse 3, go ahead, Bachar.
Verse 3. The high places were not taken away. The people still sacrificed and burnt incense in the high places. And Joash said to the priests, all the money of the dedicated things that is brought into the house of the Lord, even the money of everyone that passes the account, the money that every man is set at, and all the money that cometh into any man's heart to bring it to the house of the Lord. Verse 5, let the priests take it to them, and every man of his acquaintance, and let them repair the breaches of the house, wheresoever any breach shall be found. Verse 6, but it was so that in the 23rd year of King Joash, the priests had not repaired the breaches of the house.
Okay, and we're going to find out why the priests weren't able to do that. And this is why it's so important for the work of the Most High to be done, because if not, then I think Jeremiah Hyman made a good point. Then you're going to have priests being like the Uber drivers and stuff like that, because they don't have no time. So this is why it was important that you had, the priests doing the service that they were doing. Okay, all right, good work, read the top. All right, let's go ahead and continue. We're now in 2 Kings chapter 12, and we're going to be reading 7 to 13. To what?
2 Kings chapter 12, verse 7.
We're going to read this in the Hebrew first, then the English.
Amalak, Yahweh Ash, Yahweh Yada, Akahan, Walakahanyam, Wayamar, Alaham, Malawai, Ayankam, Makazakyam, Bedak, Abiyah, Wa'aitha, the Kwakwa, Kasat, Ma'ah, Makaryakum, Kayah, Labadak, Abiyah, the Nahawa, verse 8, Waya'athwa, Agahanya, Labalatya, Wakad, Kasat, Ma'ah, Ha'ain, Willabalathya, Hazak, Badak, Abiyah, verse 9, Wayakwak, Yahweh Yadai, Hakahan, Arawan, Akkad, Wayakwab, Kar, Badalatwa, Wayathan, Athwa, Atazal, Hamazabat, Bayamyan, Bahuwa'a, Ayash, Bayah, Yahweh, Wanathanwa, Shema, Hakahanyam, Samaria, Basat, Kal, Hakasat, Hamawaba, Bayah, Yahweh, verse 10, Wayahaya, Kara'awa, Kayah, Rab, Hakasat, Ba'arawan, Waya'al, Sapar, Amalak, Wakahan, I got a wall, Wayatazarwa, Wayamanwa, Hakasat, Hanamataza, 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 Yah, Yahweh, verse 11. When the thunder, Akasat, Hamatakun, Yah, Ashiyah, Hamalaka, Apapadia, Yah, Yahweh, what is the ayah? What is the ayah? Wakarashia, Aisha, Walabunya, Aisha, Yah, Yahweh, verse 12. Walagadaria, Walakatizabia, Ha'aban, Walaquanwa, Aitiziyom, Wa'abunya, Makatazab, Lakazak, Badak, Yah, Yahweh, Alakal, Ashar, Yetaza, Abiyah, Lakazakwa. What's that?
You're going to 13. Come.
Verse 13. Ak, the Ya'isha, Yah, Yahweh, Zapawa, Kasa, Mazamarwa, Mazarakwa, Tazarwa, Kolia, Zahab, Wakolia, Kasa, Mun, Hakasa, Hamawaba, Yah, Yahweh.
All right, we're now going to be reading 2 Kings chapter 12, verses 7 through 13 in the English.
2 Kings chapter 12, verse 7. Then King Jehoash called for Jehoiada, the priest, and the other priests, and said unto them, why repair ye not the breaches of the house? Now therefore receive no more money of your acquaintance, but deliver it for the breaches of the house. Verse 8. And the priests consented to receive no more money of the people, neither to repair the breaches of the house. But Jehoiada the priest took a chest and bored a hole in the lid of it, and set it beside the altar on the right side as one cometh into the house of the Lord. And the priest that kept the door put therein all the money that was brought into the house of the Lord. Verse 10. And it was so, when they saw that there was much money in the chest, that the king's scribe and the high priest came up, and they put up in bags and told the money that was found in the house of the Lord.
Stop right there. And a precept to this is, I don't know if we remember in, it was in Exodus. Remember that the people gave so that the tabernacle could be built. Okay, the people gave of the things so that the tabernacle, and so people were bringing also money in so that the temple could be repaired. Okay, so it shows that people took care of what was important to the Most High. People brought the money in. The people brought their gifts. Okay, it's the same thing you want to think about. Go ahead.
Verse 11. And they gave the money being told into the hands of them that did the work, that had the oversight of the house of the Lord. And they laid it out to the carpenters and builders that wrought upon the house of the Lord. Verse 12. And to masons and hewers of stone, and to buy timbered and heaped stone to repair the breaches of the house of the Lord, and for all that was laid out for the house to repair it. Verse 13. Howbeit there were not made for the house of the Lord bowls of silver, snuffers, basins, trumpets, any vessels of gold or vessels of silver, of the money that was brought into the house of the Lord.
Excellent. Excellent. So there's I put two. I just kind of put two, and then I took the rest of it. So I brought I think
All right, so that we in 2 Kings chapter 12, verse 14 through 20. We're going to do that in the Hebrew, then in the English. 2 Kings chapter 12, verse 14. Kiyah, La'aishiyah, Amalakah, Yazanahawa, Yazanahawa.
It's not.
Oh, they kind of, you know, verse 15. Well, Yakashabwa, Anashim, Ashar, Yathanwa, Akasat, Yadam, Latha, Laishaya, Amalaka, Kaya, Ba'alana, Hama, Ashaya, verse 16. Kasat, Asham, Wakasat, Kata Awa, Ma'a, Yaba'a, Yahweh, Lakahanya, Yahayawa, verse 17. Oz, Ya'ila, Kaza'al, Malak, Aram, Oyalakam, Al, God, Oyalak, Oyalaka, Oyal Kada, Oyasham, Kaza'al, Yawa, La'ila Wa, Al, Yerushalayim, Yerushalayim, verse 18. Oyafwa, Yahweh Ash, Malak, Yahweh Da, Kal, Hakudashim, Ashar, Hakudashua, Yahweh Shapat, Yahweh Rum, Wa'akazaz, Wa'akaz Yahweh, Abathia, Malakia, Yahweh Da, Wadashia, Kal, Azahar, Hanamatazah, Wa'ayatazarwa, Yahweh, Ubiyah, Hamalak, Yashalak, Hakaza'al, Malak, Aram, Ya'al, Ma'al, Yerushalayim, Yerushalayim. Verse 19. Yathar, Yabaria, Yawa'ash, Wakol, Ashar, Aisha, Alawa'a, Hum, Kadababim, Al, Sapar, Yabaria, Hayamyam, Lamalakya, Yahawada, verse 20. Wayakwamba, Ibadua, Wayakora, Wayakwashra, Wayakwashar, Wayakwasharwa, Washar, Wayakawa, Yawa'ash, Bayad, Malak, Hayawarad, Sala'ah.
Okay, we're now going to be reading. We're going to be reading it in the English. We're in 2 Kings chapter 12, 14 through 20 in the English.
2 Kings chapter 12, verse 14. But they gave that to the workmen and repaired therewith the house of the Lord. Moreover, they reckoned not with the men into whose hand they delivered the money to be bestowed on workmen, for they dealt faithfully. Verse 16. The trespass money and sin money was not brought into the house of the Lord. It was the priest. Then Hazael, king of Syria, went up and fought against Gath and took it. And Zahal set his face to go up against Jerusalem, to Jerusalem. And Jehoash, king of Judah, took all the hallowed things that Jehoshaphat and Jehoram and Uzziah, his fathers, kings of Judah, had dedicated, and his own hallowed things, all the gold that was found in the treasures of the house of the Lord, and in the king's house, and sent it to Hazael, king of Syria, and he went away from Jerusalem. And the rest of the acts of Joash and all that he did, are they not written in the books of the chronicles of the kings of Judah? Verse 20. And his servants arose in Salakia. Verse 19. That's what I was talking about last week for that. I asked that question about. Verse 20. And his servants arose and made a conspiracy and slew Joash and the king Salakia in the house of Milo, which goeth down to Silla.
Excellent. And if you notice here, King Joash actually went off. It doesn't say it in this book. It actually says in the book of Chronicles. After Jehoiada the priest, after he died, that's when King Joash started going off. Okay, he started going away from the law of the Most High. Okay, so he didn't stay loyal. He started off loyal because of Jehoiada the priest, but he didn't stay loyal. And then you can find that in the book of Chronicles. Second Chronicles 24. All right, let's go ahead and finish it off. We're in 2 Kings chapter 12, verse 21. And then we're going to be reading chapters 13, 1 through 6. This will be the last for the day.
2 Kings chapter 12, verse 21. When you was abide, Bunny, Shema'ite, Yavaha, was abide, Bunny, Shamar, Ibadiwa, Hakahawa, we ma, we Pubarwa, Alpha, Ain, Abakiwa, Ba'ayar, Dawada, Waya Malak, Matazaya, Banwa, the Kathyawa. 2 Kings chapter 13, verse 1. Washanah, Aisharim, Washalash, Shana, Layawa'ash, Bun, because of Yahweh, Malak, Yahweh Da, Malak, Yahweh Akaz, Bun, Yahweh Yasha'ala, Shamar, Shabai, Aishar, Shana, verse 2, Waya Aish, Harai, Ba'ayanya, Yahweh, Wayalak, Akar, Kata'ah, Yeruba'aim, Bun, Nabat, Ashar, Akatya'ah, Yasha'ala, La'ah, Sar, Mamanah, verse 3, Wayakar, Yahweh, Yasha'ala, Wayathanum, Yad, because of all, Malak, Aram, Ubayad, Bun, Hadad, Bun, because of all, called, Ayumyum, verse 4, where you're called, Yahweh Akaz, Punya, Yahweh, where you're Shemai, Alia, Yahweh, Kayah, Lakatizah, Yasha'ala, Kayah, Yakatizah, Atham, Malak, Aram, verse 5, where you're done, Yahweh, Yasha'ala, Mawasha Yai, Uyatazawa, Ataka, Yad, Arum, Wayashava, Bunyi, Yasha'ala, Ba'ala Yaham, Katabawal, Shalom, Shalom, verse 6. Ak, La'ah, Sarawah, Makatawa, Makatawa, Liyah, Yeruba'aim, Ashar, Hakatya, Yasha'ala, Baha, Halak, Wagum, Ha'asharah, Aimadah, Shamar one.
Excellent. Okay, we're going to be reading 2 Kings chapter 12, verse 21, and then we're going to be going over to chapter 13, 1 through 6.
2 Kings chapter 12, verse 21. For Josachar, the son of Shemaiah, and Jehozabad, the son of Shomer, his servant smote him, and he died, and they buried him with his fathers in the city of David. And Amaziah, his son, reigned in his stead. Verse 13. In the 23rd year of Joash, the son of Ahaziah, king of Judah, and Jehoaz, the son of Jehu, began to reign over Israel and Samaria, and reigned 17 years.
Stop right there. So you know in Kings, what I like about Kings is they show how the kings of Israel and how the kings of Judah reigned. Trying to think of the word, side by side each other. Simultaneous. There we go. Simultaneously. Thank you. All right. And so they always, I like how they go back and forth and show how the kings. Now, can somebody tell me what did all the kings, after the kingdom split to the kingdom of Israel and Judah, what did all the kings of Israel have in common? They definitely had something in common. No, nothing was all, well, they had, not necessarily, I mean, you're thinking, but go ahead, Baran.
They used to marry within each other.
Stop what I'm, okay, but what did all the kings of Israel have in common? They all did something. I'll give you a hint. Jeroboam started it. What did they all do? Okay, all right, I'll give it to you for time's sake. They all, none of them were righteous. They all followed after other gods. There was not one righteous king in Israel after the kingdom split. They were all wicked. They all followed after other gods. Judah, on the other hand, there were some righteous kings, but Jeroboam is the one that started it. He started getting Israel to follow after other gods, and then Israel, we know, when the kingdom split, they made the what's the word I'm thinking of? Not Jerusalem. Jerusalem was the holy place, but they made their holy place Samaria. That's where it was like, you're not going to Jerusalem, nor you're going up to Samaria. Okay, so that's what all the kings had in common. That's what the writers are trying to point out, that none of these kings were righteous. Go ahead, Batak.
Okay. Verse 2.
That's a great question. I'm trying to think how Israel looks. I mean, it was a northern kingdom, so I'm thinking it's north of Jerusalem. I got to look at a map to see how it would look.
Okay.
I got to do that.
2 Kings chapter 13, verse 2. He did that which was evil in the sight of the Lord, and followed the sins of Jeroboam, the son of Nebat.
See, they followed right after Jeroboam set the mark. Go ahead.
The son of Nebat, which made Israel to sin, he departed not therefrom. And the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel, and he delivered them into the hand of Hazael, king of Syria, and into the hand of Benadad, the son of Hazael, all their days. Verse 4. And Jehoahaz besought the Lord, and the Lord hearkened unto him, for he saw the oppression of Israel, because the king of Syria oppressed them. Verse 5. And the Lord gave Israel a savior, so that they went out from under the hand of the Syrians, and the children of Israel dwelt in their tents as before time. Verse 6.
This shows how merciful the Most High is.
Right.
That even though Israel was off track, when the king called on the Most High, he heard them. Even when Israel was way off track. Go ahead.
Verse 6. Nevertheless, they departed not from the sins of the house of Jeroboam, who made Israel sin, but walked therein, and there remained a grove also in Samaria.
Excellent. All right. Okay. All right. So then we'll pick it up next week, talk more about the kings of Israel. I think next week we'll probably get into probably how we had some righteous kings of Judah, like Hezekiah and Josiah, and we'll see how they will turn Judah back to the covenant. Just the people up here. Imani.
That's not easy for anybody watching. That's not easy for anybody.
I said, that good. I'm amazed.
Left hand on the address.
Salute.
Left hand on the address.
Hold it straight up. La Yashal.
La Yashala.
That's on you.
Oh, I'm not slacking. Amadian, walk in Yah Hakadam, which means rise and face the east. This is the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Then we're going to do it in the English. The Lord's Prayer. Abanaw.
Abanaw.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Kodah.
Kodah.
Hayah.
Hayah.
Shabkat.
Shabkat.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Allah Akbar.
Allah Akbar.
Leba'ah. Katazaka.
Katazaka.
Hayah.
Hayah.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Barakazah.
Barakazah.
Kawah.
Kawah.
Hayah.
Hayah.
Shemayim.
Shemayim.
Lathamna.
Lathamna.
Lakam.
Lakam.
Call.
Call.
Yawam.
Yawam.
Wasalakina.
Wasalakina.
Kabawakina.
Kabawakina.
Kasalakina.
Kasalakina.
Kabawakina.
Kabawakina.
Wala'ah.
Wala'ah.
Nabi'aina.
Nabi'aina.
When the say one.
When the say one.
Ball.
Ball.
Abishayna.
Abishayna.
Ayan.
Ayan.
Right.
Right.
Ayah. Akab.
Akab.
Amalakwa.
Amalakwa.
Waha'ala. Wahatapara.
Waha'ala.
I will love you.
I will love you.
Amen.
Amen. And in the English, our Father,
Our Father,
which art in heaven,
which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
Thy will be done.
In earth.
In earth.
As it is in heaven.
As it is in heaven.
Give us this day.
Give us this day
Our daily bread.
our daily bread.
And forgive us our debts.
And forgive us our
As
debts.
we forgive our debtors.
Forgive our debts.
Lead us not
Lead us not
to temptation.
temptation.
Deliver us
Deliver
from
us
evil.
from evil.
For thine is the kingdom.
Thine is the kingdom.
And the power.
And the power.
And the glory.
And the glory.
Forever. So be it.
So be it. This is the power, Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ba'ashim Yahushua.
Ba'ashim Yahushua.
Baba Kusha.
Baba Kusha.
Lathamna.
Lathamna.
Akat.
Akat.
Larfa'ah.
Larfa'ah.
Qawm Ka'Allah.
Qawm Ka'Allah.
Qawm Madawah.
Qawm Madawah.
Akat.
Akat.
Atahar.
Atahar.
Amatazarayim.
Amatazarayim.
Akat.
Akat.
Lahakmi.
Lahakmi.
Amaki.
Amaki.
Akat.
Akat.
Arakawa.
Arakawa.
Hatama'Allah.
Hatama'Allah.
Lagarushan.
Lagarushan.
Ba'ashim Yahushua.
Ba'ashim Yahushua.
Wa'adamah.
Water in the English, Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Please give us the power.
Please give us the power.
Power to heal.
Power to heal.
All manner of sickness.
All manner of sickness.
And all manner of disease.
All manner of disease.
Power to cleanse the leper.
Power to cleanse the leper.
Power to raise the dead.
Power to raise the dead.
Power against unclean spirits.
Power against unclean spirits.
Cast them out.
Cast them out.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
This is blessed Israel. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ba'ashim Yahushua.
Ba'ashim Yahushua.
Barakanawa.
Barakanawa.
Yasha'Allah.
Yasha'Allah.
Wahabiyah.
Wahabiyah.
Sapari.
Sapari.
Barak.
Barak.
Rapah.
Rapah.
Magun.
Magun.
Ba'ashim Yahushua.
Ba'ashim Yahushua.
Wa'adamah.
Water in the English, Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahushua.
Yahushua.
Bless us.
Bless us.
In Israel.
In Israel.
In school.
In school.
Bless.
Bless.
Heal.
Heal.
Shield.
Shield.
Protect.
Protect.
In the name of Yahushua.
Yahushua.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it. This is the blessings. Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Wa Yahushua.
Wa Yahushua.
Wa Mayaka'Allah.
Wa Mayaka'Allah.
Wa Alahayim.
Wa Alahayim.
Wa Tazabiyah.
Tazabiyah.
Alawaqyah.
Alawaqyah.
Alawaqyah. I surrender.
I surrender.
Akwatazaganya.
Akwatazaganya.
Akayayonya.
Akayayonya.
Wa Ha'akwati.
Wa Ha'akwati.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Wa Hashem Yahushua.
Hashem Yahushua.
Wa
In the English. Bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
And Yahushua.
And Yahushua.
And Michael.
And Michael.
And the angel.
And the angel.
Man to the Muhammad.
Man to the Muhammad.
General.
General.
Captain. Officer.
Officer.
Troop. And citizen.
And citizen.
Yahweh. Name Yahushua.
And Yahushua.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it. This is Psalms 121. Asha.
Aisha.
Ayanya.
Ayanya.
Ahahari.
Ahahari.
Ayanya.
Ayanya.
Isaiah, English. I will lift up my eyes to the hill. From whence cometh my help? My help cometh from your house. Which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel will neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth, even forevermore. So be it. This is Psalms 83. Alahayim. Al-Damayalaka. Al-Zakarah. Al-Tashakwa. Yahana. Yadika. Yahama Yawan. Al-Mashanayaka. Nasha'awa. Al-Aimaka. Al-Yamba. Sabah. Kasa Yasra, Yabi, Yashu, Nashamadu, Ayanda, Ayawa, La Adama, Chayatama, the Yabawa, Ka'ara, because of Abba, because of Bat, because of Zomana, calling to say you come on, Shah, tomorrow, Rashad, Ramawa, where you compare, where your body, where your the idol, the third, Shimka, Yahweh, the vodka, you want, I'll call, I'll represent, I'm in the English.
Salak. They're going too fast, they can't even keep up. They're trying to learn it too, so we got to slow it down for them.
Oh, God. No sweat. This is Psalm 83 in the English. Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still, O Yahweh.
And be not still, O Yahweh.
For lo, thy enemies make a tumult. And they that hate thee, have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people. And consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off. From being a nation. That the name of Israel may be no more remembered. But they have consulted together. With one consent. They are confederate against it. The tabernacles of Edom. And the Ishmaelites of Moab. And the Hagarene. Gabal. And Ammon. and Amalek, and Philistine, and the inhabitants of Tyre. Asher's also joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Salah, who unto them? As unto the Midianites. As to Sisera. As to Jabin. The brook of Kissar, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make the nobles like a rat. And like Zahab. Yea, all the princes. And Sabbath. And as Zamuna. Who said, let us take to ourselves. The house of Yahweh possession. Oh my power. Make them like a wheel. As a stubble before the wind. As the fire burns the wood. And as the same and as the flames of the mountains on fire. So persecute them. With thy tempest. Make them afraid. With thy storm. Fill their faces with shame. That they may seek thy name. Oh Yahweh. Let them be confounded. In trouble. Forever. Yea. Let them be put to shame. And perish. That men may know. That thou, whose name alone is Yahweh. Art the Most High. Over all the earth. So be it. These are the curses. Blessed are you, Yahweh. King of heaven and earth. And all things living. Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh Shai. Listen to us now. Right now. Send evils and curses. And punishment and destruction. To the heathen. That speak against us. Thy prophet. The teacher. The princes. The priests. The Israelite brothers. And the school. Send evils and curses. And punishment and destruction. To the heathen. And shake loose the treasure. Of the rich of Israel. Who refuse to give to the school. Force their riches. To enter to thy sanctuary. Send evils and curses. And punishment and destruction. To the Edomites. And the nation. And their drug dealers. The court system. The prison system. Planned Parenthood. All the government for our enemies. Amalek synagogues and armies. Roman Catholic Church. Pope. Islam. Christianity. Egyptology. Militia. Ku Klux Klan. Aryan Nation. Skinhead. Posse Comitatus. The gay movement. The lesbian movement. Spies. Workers of witchcraft. NASA space program. Army. Navy. Air Force. Marine. Wall Street. Open up the internet. And the airway. The cable access channel. And the radio channel. Commit the spirit. Of any of our people. And seek to stop us. And bring swift destruction. So all the heathen. That stand in the way. Try to stop us. Broadcasting your word. Throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the planet. Let loose all the planet. Cause them to go to and fro. Through the earth. And consume them. Let the plague take the house of the thief. And the murder. Let Yahweh Shai. Michael and Gabriel. Come down with the flying saucer. Punish all the heathen. They come up against us. As we speak thy word. Cause we know by all that is the angels that have done it. Cause we spread through the media throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahweh Shai. Thank you always. So be it. Psalm, which means return. Sisters, Yeshavian, please take a seat. Men of Israel, gird up thy loins and prepare to salute the Torah. Yahweh Bashem Yahshabrak.
Yahweh Bashem Yahshabrak.
Yahweh Bashem Yahshabrak.
Yahweh Bashem Yahshabrak.
How about you know Shabbat? Yeah.
Yahweh Hashem Yahshabrak, yeah.
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Barak Yah.
This concludes the service.
Men of Israel, we're going to give a one courtesy salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, Imad Shabbat, Imad Barak,
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Barak Yah.
Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahshua Barakatham.
Yad Matah, Son, Sisters Amadim, which means stand. Men of Israel, we're going to give a one courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Imad Shabbat, Imad Barak,
Yahweh Shema Hashem Yahweh.
Yad Matah, class dismissed.